Hey everybody, it's Shanara from Spiced Living, here today to show you how to make the most fluffiest, butteriest, crispy edge buttermilk pancakes that you have ever had. Trust me, these are old-fashioned, old school, just like Mama and Grandma used to make. These are so delicious, and the best thing, they're so easy. So let's get started. Now, I know what you are thinking. Shannara is crazy. She's using a sifter for pancakes. Who has time to sift flour in the morning? Trust me, you guys, use a sifter for your flour. This recipe that I'm giving you makes like 30 pancakes. So you can make all these pancakes right now and you can freeze them for later. The effort that you're putting into it now is going to be worth it. You're going to add in some baking powder, some baking soda, some sugar, and a little bit of salt. After you've added in those ingredients, take a whisk and whisk everything all around because you want to make sure you do not chomp on any baking soda by it or baking powder by it, and that would be horrible. So just give it a good mix. And then you just want to create a well in the middle, which is simply like a little hole, a little opening just to pour your wet ingredients to. What I'm pouring in here is a mixture of warm buttermilk, warm whole buttermilk, and some real salted butter. Make sure that your buttermilk is whole. That makes for a better pancake. If you can only find low fat or non fat, then that's fine. But the whole buttermilk is really what's going to make this super fluffy. As you mix this up, you might notice that it's a little tough. If it's a little tough and it just needs to loosen up a little bit, grab some milk, some whole milk, whatever kind of milk you have, regular milk, and just loosen it up just a tad. You don't need it to be super liquidy, but you just want to loosen it up just a tad. Once you've gotten that mixed in pretty good, you'll go ahead and add in your eggs. These are just regular large eggs that I've already beaten. It's easier to beat these on the side rather than to beat them in the bowl with the mixture. So just beat them and put them in a separate bowl and then pour them into your larger mixture. And I like to fold these in instead of whisking them in. I like to fold them in to my batter with a spatula. At this point, you can add in your pure vanilla extract. Remember, as always, for any of my recipes, never use any imitation. Always make sure that it's pure vanilla extract. Now that we have everything mixed into the batter, make sure that you do not over mix. You see how I have lumps left? That's exactly what we want. Heat your griddle to 350 degrees and butter it real good. Y'all see, I'm not playing games with this butter. Make sure that you use enough butter. Don't be cheap. Use about a half a cup of the batter. And look, the edges are going to start to bubble. Mmm. Y'all, that's how you get the key to the crispy edges. You want to make sure that you use the butter and you want to make sure that your heat is at a really good level. If you don't have a griddle and you're using a skillet, that's fine, but you might have to play around with that heat. Start off with about a medium-high heat if you're using a skillet, and test one pancake first to see how it works out. The question that most people have is, when do I flip the pancake? You want to wait until you see a significant amount of bubbles form. It's okay to check the bottom just to make sure that it's not overcooking. If it is getting a little too brown on the bottom, then you may want to adjust the temperature of your skillet or your griddle. Once you flipped, the other side does not need a lot of time to cook. There will not be bubbles that pop up because the first side is already cooked. So you'll probably just have to do a couple of checks on the bottom just to see how it goes. I want to walk you through it one more time. Take a peek. Notice that you never see me flipping the pancake a million times. You don't need to keep flipping back and forth. Once it's done on the first side, you flip it over to the next side, and that's it. Also notice that there's no smashing. We don't need any flat pancakes, okay? There's no smashing needed. These are just about finished. One thing I want to mention is remember, I make a huge batch of these at one time because I freeze them individually and I give them to my kids every day. If you do not want a large amount of pancakes, let's say 30 or so, then definitely cut this recipe in half. And just like that, you have the most fluffiest, butteriest, crispy edge buttermilk pancakes you can find, and you made them yourself. Try this recipe out, add some toppings to it, make it your own. Top it with some maple syrup, or if you're from Baltimore like me, top it with some king syrup. You know, it's king syrup, but when you say maple, you have to say maple syrup. Look, please subscribe to my channel for the best content. 2021, I'm going to show you all how to be a beast in the kitchen with simple meals that you will like and your family will love. I appreciate you all. Have a great one.